for me and Kev and John, and I'm sure all the teachers and the coaching staff and all the community clubs, we've got an important role to play to make these better people for when they get into adult life. And sport has a wonderful thing of giving you those life skills.
What we often see, and certainly as I've done, like champ schools over the last few years, is sometimes you then see teams coming back year after year after year.
Yeah.
I remember there was a team of Castleford Academy girls.
Yeah.
Basically, they were in every single final, and you see the development of the players, and that's the real beauty of this particular comp as well.
Oh, of course it is, and some schools are blessed with where they sit geographically, and they benefit a lot off the community clubs in and around there. But I can only speak on behalf of my son and the St. Peter's staff who do wonderful work, right, not just through this age group, but right throughout the whole school, and I'm sure that the parents and the staff and the family members all associated with these Glantaf boys will say exactly the same thing.
So we're not too far away from the second half resuming. What do you think will have been being said to both sets of lads?
I think for Glantaf, look, really well done. That the fact that you coped with some early pressure and then you were able to, post points and through some strong carrying of the ball. But I think for St. Peter's, perhaps missing just too many one-on-one tackles. They're probably not connected together. There's gaps, there's triangles in the line, and the Glantaf boys are exposing it, and that's why they're leading by 10 points at the moment. But perhaps for Peters, it's maybe just defend together in one unit as one line, and a lot to do for them now over the next 25 minutes. But it's all to play for, Dave.
This is why we love rugby league, isn't it?
Of course it is.
Because there's always challenges that are ahead. Doesn't matter what level it is, it's always fascinating. And 20 points to 10 at half-time in favour of Glantaf.
Well, when you're getting kid sport as well, Dave, is sometimes you can go back there like bang, bang, bang in tries. It's not as you would imagine though that another score in Glantaf's favour may possibly just be a bit too much of a hill to climb, given what we've seen in that first 25 minutes. But you never know. So
this start could be really, really important for St. Peter's, and away we go right at the start of this second half. Ball reaches Witchell, who fires it in field. And that was a brave challenge coming in from Harry Brown. Again, under plenty of pressure. Pass being squoze out from dummy half. Picking up the pieces there is Archie Shackle. On the 30-metre line, he'll play it. Ball shipped right. Witchell keeps it moving. Keeps it moving. Lovely stepping run, back on the infield. Working hard, though, the defence of St. Peter's, who trailed by 10 points in this one right at the start of the second half. Witchell goes forward again. He's the sort of guy as well who just says, give it me, I'll try and make something happen.
Well, he's as big as any kid out there. He's a real rangy sort of halfback as well that can mix the ability up and carry the football as well, Dave, so a real threat.
Nicholas working his way almost to the 30-metre line. It comes back in field. Witchell gets his kick away. Oh, that's a tricky bounce there.
Well,
and it's going to be a penalty to Glantaf.
It is, yeah. It looked like that Witchell was taken out off the ball, and that's what the referee signalled as well.
Bit of a late tackle on him.
So as soon as he kicks, he almost goes for a chip over the top, Dave, and one of the Peters players just can't resist and has a little nibble. And the penalty's given away.
That was another thing I've seen this afternoon. Chip over the top from a halfback. Not seen one of them in years.
That's great, isn't it?
So Glantaf go back on the attack. Decent field position for him as well. Just 20 metres away from the line.
Well, this is where Peters have to be on red alert now. And they have to make the one-on-ones here.
So Reese Howard waits for a ball to reach him. Glantaf just getting themselves organised as well.
Well, there isn't too much shape around them at the minute, which tells you that they're only thinking about going one way, and that's route one. It's a wonderful kick from the teacher there. Spiral. Love it. He gets a round of applause.
He must have played rugby union to kick a ball like that. Tap to be taken by Howard. Who's he going to pick up on the run?
It's Evans, isn't it?
Evans charging forward.
Again, it's another big carry. He just knocks Hurst over.
Knocking on the door. Oh, it's another step. He's through again. Hat-trick from Witchell.
Well, I mentioned one-on-one, Dave. And the only evidence is there. Wonderful footwork. And this is a talented boy.
Found his way through again, didn't he? I mean,
it just looked too easy. It's what the best players can do. Make the game look so simple. And it's Jack Witchell again. Hat-trick already inside the opening couple of minutes. It was a brilliant carry, wasn't it?
Yeah,
from Evans, the captain. And then just keep your eyes here on the number 6. He goes in, he steps and beats Blakemore. The defence doesn't move up on the inside, and again there's another gap, another triangle in the line that's created, and he's able to read it and score, Jack Witchell.
And he's tagged on the extras as well, so 26 points to 10 is the score in favour of Glantaf. Bit of a chat going on behind those posts as far as St Peter's is concerned.
Well, I said that it was important for Peters that Glantaf didn't score. Now it absolutely is paramount that they don't score the next try, because if they do, this contest is over.
There's a lot to admire about this performance so far from Glantaf. As you were saying, in that case, if they're only playing 3-4 games a season, then imagine what they could do.
Exactly,
if they could play like 15-20 games.
Yeah, it's almost a shame, isn't it?
Yeah.
For the game of rugby league, but I've no doubt that a lot of these Glantaf players will be getting regular ball in hand, but perhaps in the other code, Dave.
So back on the halfway line, McMullen is there. Oh, it's a short one. He's after it. Set off like a shot. Forces the error. Really good work that from Leo McMullen. You get the feeling if something's going to happen, it's going to be through him, really.
Yeah, they had to roll the dice, and you're right. Cheeky little half goes for it.
See, I just need to see him chip over the top, and that's my afternoon complete then. Yeah, I've never thought of setting up a Parky bingo card of what I might see in a rugby league game. Might have to do that. I'd let you have a copy as well, to be honest. So this scrum to be fed. St Peter's with plenty of people in motion. Brown shuffles off to the left, links with McMullen, he then puts it wide. Big running chance there.
Hindle on that edge, yeah. It looks like he's going to get ushered over. It's a penalty.
Yeah, high contact involved in that one.
They just break away from the scrum. It was obviously a pre-planned move. Marsh just shipping the ball onto Brown, onto McMullen, with then space for Hindle on the edge.
Porter.
And the referee just pulling the play back there.
It's a shame for Porter, because he was set off on a really good run. Gets the ball back. Just a similar sort of run. Twists within the challenge, put down on the 20-metre line. Across it comes into the middle. Lovely link-up play with Blakemore. Gets over the half.
He wins another penalty.
Line. Yeah,
not square.
And this will be where, obviously, as regular rugby league players, they can perhaps get a few penalties because of the smarts of the game.
Yeah, perhaps so. But it's Blakemore who just goes back towards the ruck and catches the markers not square.
Tap taken again. The pressure continues on the Glantaf line. Referee wasn't happy with where it was taken from.
He's not been happy with a few things in this last minute, has he?
Sam Hurst it was. He will now take it forward again. Inside the 20-metre line he goes. Referee bellows out to the defensive line to come back with him. Neat play out to Hindle. 12 metres away from the line, directly in front. Again, a neat bit of interplay in the through. Can he ground it? Yes, he can. Porter charging his way through. Magnificent play, that.
Again, it's another well-worked move. One that was planned, two in, set the platform, lay it under the posts. And then we saw that play earlier in the first half on the try line, but this time it's well executed. It's Hindle who carries the ball in, and you can see all the crafty players in and around it, showing Brown, showing McMullen, giving it to Big Porter through the middle. He's just too big, too strong. He gets an important score for Peters there.
I like that. There was a lot of deception. You know what? That reminds me of watching those old Parramatta moves from the old Australian videos back in the 80s. The wedge, flying wedge.
Well, if they've worked once, they'll work again.
So McMullen, can he convert directly in front? What he said about St. Peter's having to score next, and they have done.
They have done, yeah. They closed the deficit back to 10 points. And they needed to do that. And again, it come off the back of a couple of penalties that Glantaff give away. First of all, for the high shot on Hindle, then the marker's not square that Blakemore catches out. And then just a nice pre-planned move, splits the markers through the centre of the field, and Big Porter gets the ball down.
Nice bit of footwork as well to almost vault over one of the players who was trying to get him low down.
Can't be having prop forwards with footwork, Dave, can we?
Have a word with him as part of the prop forwards union. I'm here for it. I'm happy that we're seeing different sorts of skills in this one. St. Peter's 16, Glantaff 26. Whitchell gets us underway. Who tries to find the touchline and does.
So, yeah.
Oh, that was like threading the eye of a needle, that. Superb kick-off.
Just couldn't deal with it out on this right edge. Yeah, had plenty of power and pace behind it. I said it earlier, Dave, sorry, that Peters, they have to be on red alert when they're on their try line, because so far, every time Glantaff have been down here, they've just looked like they're going to come away with points.
And I was just going to add that Jack Whitchell is always thinking. Always thinking. So Glantaff have the ball 10 metres away from St. Peter's line. Whitchell gets hold of it. He's running, he's fed the ball out. Another pass, they're in again. A try scored, this time by Khalil Hassan. Good finish, and lovely link up. Whitchell starting it, and then just keeping the movement going down this left-hand side. Yeah,
Whitchell there, he catches the ball, hits off his right foot hard, he gets past 2 or 3 defenders, and then there's 4 blue shirts out on the edge against 1 or 2 defenders. Just look, as soon as his ball ends up in his hands, he sees the space. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the right-hand side of the post. He catches the ball, beats 1, 2, 3, engages the winger and the centre, and then he's able just to pick his pass. And they just ship it on, and it's the big man out wide in Hassan who gets over, cancels that try out from Porter.
Wow, so just immediately as they respond, Glantaff do just that. Ooh, with the ball just drifts wide of the posts. So the scoreline remains St. Peter's 16, Glantaff 30.
You've got to remember, though, that final a year ago, I think it was 26-6. Glantaff scored 30 points here, and there's still time on the clock. There's not a lot James Johnson could do there. We're beaten on the outside.
Nice movement into space. Archie Shackle with an underrated pass there, shipping the ball on to.
I've got to be honest, coming into this game, you know, we'd heard that Glantaff had been doing some good things and they had some key players, but I didn't expect them to put on this much of a dominant performance. I really didn't.
So they surprised you a little bit with the perhaps intensity?
Yeah, perhaps so, but more than what surprised me is the halfback. You know, Jack Whitchell, 3 tries, 3 goals, 18 points to his name. Brilliant. Oh, well, there's a penalty given away here. This will help. Yeah. This will help Peters. But the scoreboard, the timer is ticking away.
Yeah, we've had about 12 minutes of the second half played. So we're midway through the second half virtually. So St. Peter's go on the charge again. Blakemore, inside the 20-metre line he goes before being overwhelmed and losing a couple of metres.
He's still going.
He's still trying to get another gear going. Ball to be played to Dempsey. He ships it left. Oh, had to set himself for low contact. McMullen, dummies, brings it across. Oh, chance here when the ball reaches Brown. Steps, goes again. Inside the 20-metre line he goes. 15 metres out from the try line. Dempsey again. This time feeds it McMullen. McMullen keeps it going. Johnson gets it moving as well. That's a dominant tackle. Brilliant effort, that one. And it forced George Hindle back towards the 20-metre line, but he's giving away another set of 6 here. There's Harry Davis. So now there's a bit of sustained pressure being put on the line as far as St. Peter's are concerned. Oh, the pass just forward.
Yeah.
Just as it looked like it was building for Blakemore and St. Peter's.
Yeah, McMullen and Blakemore just can't quite get it right between the two of them. The pass is thrown forward. And a relief for Glantaff, who have defended, you know, you have to say they've defended pretty well. They've defended all of Peters' key threats, the 2 middles and the 2 halfbacks, apart from McMullen breaking away at the start. They've defended pretty well.
Certainly have. And they've got the feed of this scrum as well. Changes made amidst that scrum. Glantaff wanting to get on with things now. Picked up at the base. Big handoff came in, but that's a good tackle from Hindle. Ended up throwing him to ground like a rag doll.
There's a mistake there.
There is a mistake. Forced error as well.
Yeah, I like what George Hindle's showing there. A little bit of will and want. Breaks hard out the scrum and almost looked like he had a little bit of red mist there, I say. But he does enough there to force that mistake.
It was almost like controlled red mist though, wasn't it?
No, absolutely, yeah.
Within that, you just thought, I'm going to win this ball back. I'm going to do something just really positive for me team.
Yeah, just keen to try and make an impact there defensively, and does.
So again, plenty of movement amongst the back line as far as St. Peter's is concerned. Scrum fed, picked up at the base. So it's another big charge coming in for Porter. He goes all the way to the line. Well, route 1 works.
Well, he showed it worked early and he's done it again from the base of the scrum. Jake Porter racing away 15 metres. And the Glantaff players, they weren't ready for this. He just picks the ball up. Gathers some speed behind him, and he's a big boy, a big strong boy as well, and goes right through Jack Witchell. He's probably not out there to defend as a number 6. He gets caught right in front of the big man and he goes over.
Bit of outstanding work that, to be honest, from Jake Porter. I love that. He's got the number 8 on his back. He looked like a rugby union number 8, detaching himself from the back of that scrum, didn't he?
A couple of tries from Peters there, just, dare I say, a bit cheeky from the base of the scrum. Nobody expecting the front rower to pick it up, and that little old Parramatta move that you called, Dave, as well.
I'm sure there's versions of that which are, you know, they're still on YouTube.
Well,
and if not, I'm going to upload some.
I'll tell you what. If McMullen knocks this over with 8 points in it, you wouldn't rule out Peters coming back and pinching this. They have to keep up this right-hand side of the field, though, because they've shown on the evidence that when Glantaff get down that end of the field, that they score points. So they've got to make sure they get through the sets, kick the ball well, chase, force mistakes like Hindle did. As we just see Porter get his 2nd of the afternoon. I keep saying afternoon, it's evening, isn't it?
Oh, we're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
You can call it what you want if you.
Yeah,
to be
it's
fair.
warm enough, isn't it?
Great bit of work there from Jake Porter for his 2nd try. The goal was successful. It's currently St. Peter's 22, Glantaff 30. Oh, we've got a right game in our hands.
We have, as 8 minutes it says on the clock, but that is just a guide, isn't it? 50 minutes, 2 25-minute halves as well.
Oh, he's trying to thread the eye of a needle again. Oh, when it comes off feet this time, he's done well not to concede a penalty there.
Yeah, he's lucky that Marsh didn't pick that up.
Yeah. Because the instinct is when a ball goes loose, you drop on it, don't you?
There's Marsh now. Evan Marsh just trying to clear his own end.
Dempsey out dummy half, finds Brown. Brown switches it just to his right. Third defence is harrying stuff, to be honest.
I think Peters are just a bit flat. They just need to get deeper, carry the ball hard, and try and get a little bit of ruck speed.
Bit too up front there was Jake.
He's lost the ball. He's lost it.
For me, he ran a bit too upright.
Well, that's it. Yeah, I just think that they've been a little bit flat, not carrying the ball, not winding up hard enough, coming out of their own end, and that's what happens. Forced a mistake here.
It's another one of your stats, though, I think, this, to be honest, Kyle, of making an error, unfortunately, after scoring points.
Yeah. It happens a lot, doesn't it?
Harry Rees to feed this scrum. Quite a diminutive character, Harry Rees.
Well, guess where you think this ball's going, Dave?
Definitely down that right-hand side. Witchell on the charge again. Flicks the ball out. Thought there was just a slight suspect about that pass.
Oh, there is definitely one there, yeah.
Scrappy play of the ball. So it's going to be turnover possession, just what St. Peter's wanted. Could just do with fashioning a break from somewhere to get away from this area.
That's what they need, Peters. If they're going to snatch this win, they're going to have to come up with someone with a line break.
They've been impressive for me of Glantaff around this dummy half area with the defence.
Yeah. Peters lads just carrying it too tight to the rut. They're having to come off and back. What it does is forcing them back inside and really restricting their yardage when they play with a bit of depth and a bit of width as well. This is a decent carry from Hindle.
He's done really well this afternoon.
Yeah, he has. He's tried, hasn't he?
Play the ball. St. Peter's go on the attack again. McMullen looks for some support. Good footwork. Great
still going.
Porter. Wow, that's a super carry. Over halfway he goes. Now they're going to bring this ball down the right-hand side. It was a dipping pass for Brown. Glantaff can't make much more from it either, but it's the initial mistake which comes in from Brown. It's always a dipping pass for him, though.
Yeah, it was round his shoelaces. Too much of a difficult ball for him to take in.
Seth Robbins coming on for Glantaff as well. He'll pat down in the second row for this one. Witchell just off to the right of this scrum. He's being looked at by the guy who's at the base. Oh, he's lulled us into a false sense of security. He sent it the other way. Running chance here for Tristan Nichols. Quickly closed down. Still just over 40 metres away from the line. Soft hands brings Jacob Knox into position and he runs forward. Good defence though, eventually when it reached him from Jake Blakemore. Witchell, right at the heart of the defence again. Just seems as if it's going a bit awry. He just says, give us the ball and I'll put it right again. Nice movement, out to Fordham. Tries the challenge as well, gets to the 20-metre line. He's about 5 in from the touch line.
Yeah, it was good work there from Sam Hurst. I think it's Evan Marsh who's down. He's holding, looks like his right shoulder. It's not Evan Marsh, sorry. I beg your pardon, it's Sykes.
Charlie Sykes, yeah. Struggling a little bit with that one. Again, tried to throw everything at Fordham, who was using that footwork to great effect.
Well, he showed what he could do in the first half, didn't he, Fordham? The first try at Glantaff. Gets pulled down there.
So Howard back at dummy half. Referee checking the defensive line, checking his watch as Witchell unleashes it to Wicks. Doesn't get much opportunity at the line thanks to the tenacity shown by Harry Brown. Still on the edge of the 20-metre line here, Glantaff. Working the ball down the right side. Run comes in from Nicholas. He flicks the ball back. Last tackle signal, by the way. So this is why they're throwing it around. Chancing the arm. Fordham getting on the outside of his man, spinning, twisting inside. He'll have to concede possession there. Good work again.
There's a penalty being given away in back play, Dave, that we... It's just a turnover.
Just turnover on the last act.
Forward pass.
I mean, they were throwing the ball around, weren't they, and giving it some real advantage on that last tackle.
It's Peters who are now going to have to roll the dice and come up with something here, because I don't think there's going to be enough time left in this game to get 2 scores.
Big carry, play it more.
Unless they can do something now.
Again, it's another big carry from Porter. Still inside his own 40-metre line, though. Will they chance their arm on this set? Still keeping the ball fairly tight, but driving towards halfway.
It's a good carry.
Dempsey checking left and right, putting it left. Through hands it goes out to Brown. Oh, there's a running chance here for Hindle. Hindle down the ground.
What
he's
an
been
ankle tap.
Wow. And who was it but Witchell? I'm sure it was Witchell who did the ankle tap then. Superb as Brown brings it in field. Blakemore runs. 10 metres away from the line. Last tackle signal here. Is it now or never for St Peter's? Kick goes up into the corner. They've got to contest it. Ball goes to ground. It's been picked up and it's gone over. Is this going to be given?
Well, the first error came off Glantaf from first viewing. What's he give here?
Oh, St Peter's thought they'd scored. To be fair, I thought they'd scored as well.
Well, he's given a scrum to Peters, Dave. Well, surely you just play on, don't you?
Play on, yeah.
You see it again. It was a neat kick from McMullen. Landed just about 5 metres shy of the try line, and the error's there. He's offside. Is it? In front of it all?
Either way, we've got a scrum head and feed to St Peter's, so it is more attacking possession for them.
Well,
but have they got enough time?
I'm not too sure, Dave.
McMullen will feed the scrum. Moving across is James Johnson.
He's here again.
Base again. Porter. Well defended on this occasion from Glantaf.
Well, not be fooled again.
Dempsey turns it infield to Blakemore.
Well, they're just trying to crash over here, and the space is out to the left. They just need to figure out how to move the ball out there.
They've got to thread the eye of a needle, but they've spilled possession. Oh, and there goes Witchell down the middle. That's a super carry. He's been magnificent. Tristan Nicholas stepping.
There's a big chance there for Peters gone begging. They needed to get that ball some width.
Glantaf continuing to move this ball well. Fordham trying to burst his way through up to the 40-metre line inside his own half of the field. Witchell takes control, bounces off one, charges over another one. Plays it on the halfway line. It's a real sensible set, this. As Evans rolls his way forward, loses a bit of momentum, but I'm sure he won't really mind because they're still in possession, even though it is the last tackle. Where's Witchell? Here he is. Measured kick towards the corner. It bounces, it bobbles, trickles. Up in favour of Hurst. Hurst tackled just over the 20-metre line, inside his own half of the field. Oh, that's a
good fend.
Good fend from Ainsworth. Dempsey moves it to Brown. Brown gets his kick away. What's the chase like on this one? Oh, he's going hell and leather at it. It wouldn't sit up for McMullen. He's so unlucky there, and as a result, Dywick eventually drops on it.
Yeah, play 3, and Brown and McMullen just decide that they're going to have to try and come up with something, and it nearly comes off. And there it is.
The referee's whistle sounds. Glantaf win, 30 points to 22. Outstanding performance from them to get the better of St Peter's. Do we need to even ask each other who the player of the match is?
I think, you know, you could tell by, you know, what you've seen, what you've heard. there's only one player out there who was, he was head and shoulders above the rest, and that's a Glantaf number 6, Jack Whitfield. 3 tries, 3 goals to his name, a total of 18 points in the Year 8 final, national final, and it all belongs to Glantaf. Well done.
Crucial in the end was that, to be fair. I mean, as you say, 3 tries, 3 goals. I just thought they always had that edge in the second half, even though if we look at the stats, St Peter's actually won that second half 12-10, but ultimately they just couldn't quite get the finishes that they needed.
No, they couldn't. Look, they tried and they were spirited in doing so and come up with some neat little tries themselves, but, you got to pay credit to the winners, and, ultimately they deserve to win the contest, and they do so by 8 points. And, like I say, Jack Whitchell, you take him out of that team and you're looking there at 18 points difference, aren't you? That's how important he was, that's how well he played. But congratulations to all the boys from both teams. Super effort to get back to the final, and who knows, maybe a Year 9 repeat again, the 3-peat if you want to call it.
It was another fantastic game, that though.
Yeah, no, cracking.
Really good game. Some
really good try scores, some really good moments from a number of players across both teams. Fantastic game this evening.
For St Peter's, Evan Marsh, Leo McMullen scoring tries, Jake Porter adding 2, McMullen also adding 3 goals. And then for Glantaf, there were tries from Sam Fordham, Harry Davis and Khalil Hassan, with 3 tries and 3 goals from that man, the man of the match, Jack Whitchell, proving the difference. There's a lot for Glantaf to celebrate there, I feel, considering, like we've said, they don't get the chance to play rugby league that often.
No, they don't, and just a credit to them. They've got some really good individual, like all the best teams who go on and win things. It's a 17-man game, of course it is, but you have to have stars in there, don't you? To really just take the game by the scruff of the neck and do things when they get in the game when it's most needed. And they had that. They had some good pace from Sam Fordham, who took his try really well, and then. But the real smarts and intelligence of Jack Whitchell really shone through today. And for St Peter's, they have to take this one on the chin, and they have to look to find out ways that which they can get better. And that's the great thing about sport. You get to go again next year, and you get to try and put some wrongs right and learn from it, really.
So we set up for the presentations at the end of this Year 8 boys final. And it's going to be our match officials who will step up first of all to receive their mementos. James Broomhead, the referee, touch judges Ewan Kite and Mav Rhodes to go and collect their mementos. We don't have a game without match officials. It's got to be exciting for them as well, to be honest, getting to ref final.
Yeah, of course it is. Look, they're developing as well, aren't they? So. Again, like always, we thank them for their efforts as well and playing their part in the final. But the stadium announcer there just recognising what we all thought. The number 6, Jack Whitchell for Glantaf, player of the match.
He looks absolutely shattered. No wonder.
I'm not surprised. Yeah, I hope he's got some good tea on when he gets in.
So takes the player of the match award. Fantastic work for him, Jack Whitchell. If ever there was an award deserved, it was him. And now the runners-up, St Peter's coming forward. Theo Molyneux taking his medal first of all. It was a real spirited effort from the St Peter's boys.
It was. They got off to a fantastic start, and sometimes, Dave, you can start games too well. And I'm not saying for 1 minute that they thought it was going to be an easy ride. Far from it, because that try from Sam Fordham quickly pulled their heads back in and realised they were in a game before, Evan Marsh grabbed that try in the corner, but then it was all Glantaf. It was 3 more tries after that. In fact, 4 more tries before Peters responded. But in the end, when it got to that 16-point lead, it was just perhaps too much of a hill to climb for St Peters.
And now our winners will go up and collect their winners' medals before going over for the picture that is going to be used on all social media. These are the real memories created by winning this sort of competition.
Yeah, and again, look, I'll touch up on the final again last year at Wembley. You know, you think about the big occasion that is for, you know, the players, the teachers, the families, the schools. And, you know, like I say, St. Peter's were able to win on that day. So this will be a nice little taste in the mouth of the Glandaf players. You know, they'll be happy that they're able to come back off the canvas and land one on top of St. Peter's and claim the title for this year.
So we're just seconds away from them celebrating. Oh, and there's been a Welsh flag unfurled as well. So that'll soon be flying.
Will Evans.
And there we go. Will Evans lifts the trophy. Inspire Sport champion schools, winners of the Year 8 boys final. Glandaf, great result. Thank you ever so much, Kyle, for your efforts this evening.
My
really
pleasure.
Enjoy your company as always. All the best moving forward.
Cheers, Dave. Thank you.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks a lot.
Well, hello and good evening. We're here for the Year 10 Inspire Sport Champ Schools final, and it's between Castleford Academy and Sirius Academy West. It's Cass Academy in the more traditional yellow jumpers, and they line up with Josh Woodhead wearing 1, Joe Hyde wearing 2. In 3 is Adam Perry, 4 is Gabe Famarura, in 5 Josh Carl, in 6 Max Richardson, 7 is Fletcher Sheldrake, 8 Craig Tashuma, 9 is Reese Breer, 10 Bobby Moore, 11 Tom Blezard, 12 Archie Lunn, and 13 Ellis Johnson. The bench is 14 Louis Addy, 15 Andre Onasia, Corey McNichol 16, Sam Spears in 17, Oliver Cochran in 18. And then for Sirius Academy West, it's wearing number 1 Clinton Turner, wearing 16 Leo Adamson, wearing 4 Billy Smith, wearing 14 Freddie Fletcher, in 5 is Ennis Omack, 6 Ollie Brooks, 7 Jacob Last, 8 Noah Bradshaw, 9 Isaac Glast, 10 Jake Fletcher, wearing 3 is Malaki Odell, in 12 is Bosco Mosengo, and then it's 13 Ronnie Hanchett, and it's a bench that features Logan Shaw, Jake Williams wears 15, Corey Wilshire wears 2, and Ethan Lord wears 17, with Cameron Stevenson in 18. So the game underway in front of us. My name's Dave Parkinson. I'm delighted to have another guest alongside me. Who have we got?
Hi Dave, Lewis, sportsman listeners probably thinking that we've tuned into the wrong channel, but we're just about managed to nip across from the studio in time. Looking forward to this Wednesday night Summer Rugby League, Dave. Doesn't get much better than this, does it?
It's
Sun's shining. I know
fantastic.
You've done about 12 games today. I'm just here for the glory on the last one to see us over the line, but fascinating start already, a minute in.
You know what, I mean, this Year 10 final is always usually the pick of the games, to be fair. It's, we've got 30 minutes each way as Sirius complete their first set of 6, and it's a run from Josh Woodhead, who dances past a couple, works his way to the halfway line, just pulled down by Leo Adamson. And for me, this is, like, of all the games, this is the one that looks most like the rugby league that we come to love.
Yeah, this is the one, isn't it? There'll be some players in here, I'm sure, that are in and around scholarship setups and, looking at academy places in Hull and Castleford respectively going forward. There's a genuine intrigue to seeing some of these guys out there. And, I mean, what are you in year 10, 15? There's some big athletes out there already. Yeah,
there is some big lads out there. Louis Addy just working the ball back. He'll try and make up the metres that were lost with the offload, and it's a good run forward too. 25 metres out from the line, directly in front of the post. Last tackle has been reached. Our referee, by the way, is Liam Grundy, as the ball goes high up in the air. Just hangs within the breeze, and really well taken on that far side by Josh Carl. Tries to get the ball in field, and it's eventually palmed down, I think, by Sirius there. Touch judges this evening, Simeon Quamsby and Dan Hood. It's a big night for these match officials as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
as well as it being a big night for the lads obviously playing in this final.
It's that word, isn't it, that always gets knocked about, pathway, and it was a big opportunity for the players, but it's like you say, an opportunity for young match officials as well to progress and play their role in a big final.
Let's see if Cass
big
Academy,
opportunity here for Cass.
Yeah, let's see if Cass Academy can do that. Just stuck within the scrum. They're working it down this right side. Good offload. They're in at the corner. Lovely ball from Gabe Famarura, and it's Josh Carl who goes in at the corner. Superb bit of work between the two of them, and that was quite a dynamic scrum play, that.
Well, a second time they've looked to this right-hand edge in the early exchanges and nearly got through just a couple of plays before. Josh Carl just running out of real estate on the right-hand side, but as you say, the ball movement straight across the line there. Lovely little flick pass from Famaruma, and Carl able to finish in the corner, and already a really high standard of ball play from Castleford Academy.
I love that finish as well, because just as soon as he got it, he was like rolling into that corner, wasn't he? Made himself really difficult to try and tackle. Carl with this opening score just 3 minutes in. Castleford Academy lead by 4 points to 0. Difficult conversion attempt, this one from Josh Woodhead.
Well, we saw a few, didn't we, from the sideline in the previous final, year 8 get knocked over. Plenty of wind whipping around, just trying to work out if it's in his favour or not. I think he's probably kicking into it.
I think it's been swirling all the way through the day. There's been
it's one
times
of those, isn't it? And looking at the flags, and all of them are blowing in a different direction. So
There's been times when I've had to reach out for the screen in front of us to make sure that that's not going to end up on the floor. Woodhead out on this right side. Starts his run up. Right footed. Always give it chances.
Not bad.
Is that good enough? Oh, it's just
sure. Probably did hold up in the wind, didn't it?
Wow, 4 points to nil the score. Let's have another look at that on the replay. Really neat, this.
Well, it's a really nice shape, isn't it? That kind of stacked three-quarter line with options front and back, and they kept it along the front of the line on that occasion. Really nice offload, as we've said, and into the corner. And doesn't matter what age you are or what level you're at, an early score at a cup final, always a good one to get, just to try and settle things down.
So Sirius Academy West back on the halfway line. Clinton Turner to get us back underway. Steps up, strikes, mid-range restart. It'll bounce, it'll bobble, it'll trickle, fortunately into Castleford Academy hands. And they'll start this attack just behind their own 30-metre line. It's about a dummy half, surging forward. It's a good hit up as well, to be fair. Worked out to Addy.
Straight away you can see Castleford even coming out of their own 40, loads of shape stacked deep on this right hand side. It looks like that's going to be the favoured edge based on the only few minutes. Huge shot goes in.
Brilliant hit there from Logan Shaw. He hit him like he, oh no, it was Freddie Fletcher, sorry.
It could be in again on this right hand side in the meantime. Up over the 40.
In at dummy half now, Reece Breyer. Finds the halfback Sheldrake. Sheldrake, oh, he's put real height on that one.
Oh, he's done well.
What's a super tear, really. Could have gone anywhere, that, and they put some good chase on it as well. So Sirius builds from the back. Addy throws himself at that tackle.
It'll be a factor as well to the teams kicking from this right hand side to Sirius in the first half. It's a very low sun now this time of day. We both stood here kind of cupping our hands over our eyes to be able to see. So certainly wouldn't want to be a fullback under our one this kind of low, bright sun that we've got here.
Neat work from Sirius to get out to the 40-metre line now. They'll try and launch something with Jacob Last. Gets over the halfway line. Quick feet there from Last. Eyes at Last. Spins it back to Turner, who gets his kick away. Oh, that's spinning end and end.
Oh, really well taken.
He did, he took it well, did Cal. Launches the counter-attack. Put down on the 20-metre line.
He's had a really impressive start to this cup final. Josh Carl on this right wing.
Early bit of pressure being put on from Sirius, but it's Castleford Academy who lead by 4 points to nil. Been going for about 6.5 minutes in this one, half an hour per half. As another skirting run comes around the outside from Cass Academy. Still inside their own half of the field. Picked up by Reece Breyer. He'll find support. Quickly released by Sheldrake. Right near the halfway line. Go Castleford Academy, and it's juggled there by Craig Tashumba. Over the halfway line he goes. Bobby Moore just to this right side, but it goes to the left, and the kick comes in from Sheldrake again. Certainly one to test out the back three. And there's a good chase on it as well. That's really, really good work within the tackle, pushing him back. Castle leading by 4 points to nil in this one. Hope you're enjoying the early coverage of this, the Year 10 boys final. Here on this Inspire Sport Champ Schools finals day at Wakefield. Solid hit up once again, this time from Jake Fletcher. 40 metres away from his own line. Steady as she goes so far in this set as Last releases Noah Bradshaw. Bradshaw spins within the challenge, hops, skips and jumps his way forward, and he'll make the halfway line. Excellent metres beyond contact there. And it's worked out to the right-hand side. Oh, confident run from Last. Slips the ball in field. Oh, lovely pick up from Addy.
Not sure that needed to be an offload. Maybe the play there was just keep going, but it's Cass who've got themselves back in possession. And what platform this is, dead centre options on both sides.
How quick was Addy though to get on that then? Superb that. So Cass moving the ball into the middle of the field. There's Bobby Moore. over that 40-metre line.
It's no surprise in a National Cup final that the standard so far, and he's opening, what are we, 8-9 minutes into it.
I still get the feeling
he's played at a really fast pace.
Yeah, there's still some nerves in there a little bit, but I agree with you. I think it has been a high quality standard.
Straight through.
Lovely run there from Sheldrake. We seem to have two sets of halfbacks that want to take each other on. Great to see. Last tackle signal here. Ball shipped to the right. Josh Woodard gets his kick away. Goes over the head of the winger, Leo Adamson, who's got work to do. And he's caught within the own goal area and forced dead in goal as well, so it's going to be a dropout under the post. That was a brilliant chase.
Brilliant chase. This, we've mentioned it a couple of times already, this right-hand edge for Castleford of Josh Carl and Gay Famarua is an absolute weapon of an edge. And they're working really well in tandem together, with and without the ball. A couple of really good defensive reads, and then that almost coordinated chase from the two of them there, just shutting down the space after what was a really clever kick just over the top.
Lengthy restart, drops out.
Got some distance on that.
Finds the halfway line. Charge back into contact there from Bobby Moore. Gets over that 40-metre line, wrestled back and down. Infield it's moved. Good defence from Sirius. Castleford Academy just inside that 40-metre line. Is it building for them? Run forward by Tashuma. Tashuma all held. He's lost a little bit of ground there. Looks to play this on that 40-metre line. Pushes out as well. Oh, penalty will go against him. That was a bit of a crazy bit of play there, wasn't it, from the prop forward?
Yeah, you mentioned nerves a few minutes ago, and maybe just players still settling down into this game. Just a little bit of
pent-up aggression.
Yeah, just unnecessary. It's one of those, isn't it, that his coaches will probably have a word with him about at half-time, because you might get away with it 10 minutes into a final. You don't want to be doing that when you get into the finer end of it.
You know what I was thinking then, having watched a little bit of NFL, and you see that where they give penalties away for unnecessary roughness. That was probably the way, and the perfect way to explain that.
I can't imagine the carnage it would be causing you put that rule into rugby. It's all necessary, if you ask a prop forward.
Move to the right-hand side. Running game from Jacob Last. He eventually yields to the challenge. Just on the edge of that 40-metre line again, go Sirius Academy West. Big run forward from Jake Fletcher.
Well, the first times really we've seen Sirius have an opportunity to put some plays together inside the Castleford half.
Yeah, it's starting to look a little bit lively at the back end of this set as well. Finton Turner will play it. Last tackle signal.
Well, this is where they can use that sun and wind to their advantage with the kick, and they do go high.
Oh, it's a tricky one. Well taken. Lovely take from Woodhead, that one. Managed to buy his side an extra couple of metres going forward too. Hands and knees almost crawling his way forward there. Castleford Academy, who still lead by 4 points to 0. There's Famarua. Famarua, big yards, up to the 20.
He's really impressed in the opening 12 minutes of this game.
Yeah, they're playing down this right side, but the defence, there's enough of them. They bring him down, 30 metres out from the line. Infield it's moved, Famarua, dummied, then offloaded. Ooh, a galloping run forward there from the 12 Archie Lunn. Lunn plays it, shipped out to the left. Sheldrake gets his kick away. Did that come off hands? Doesn't matter.
That might have been charged down, but it's come back on the Sirius side. So
didn't really
probably
matter.
their best starting position, I would have thought, this of the game so far.
Putting plenty of pressure on through that middle as Last picks up Masangesho. Masangesho will play it just inside the 40-metre line. Last picks up out of dummy half. Feeds it onto Noah Bradshaw, but that line speed was tremendous. They cut him off. He was only able to make a couple of metres. Last. Oh, I thought he passed it then, to be honest. I think Ronnie Hanchett thought he had it for a second.
I think everyone thought he passed it.
Inside the 30-metre line they go. It's another good run coming in from Sirius. Ronnie Hanchett.
It's a really big, athletic front five, isn't it, for Sirius? If they can get those guys moving up and down those tram lines, they might have some joy in the middle, but that's a really good take. And then a coach killer.
The head high shot just coming in. Again, just getting his angles wrong, I suppose, with the hit. Almost 14 minutes gone in this one. Still 4 points to nil. Still as tight as a drum, this one.
Well, that ball from that kick just stood still in the air for about 5 seconds there, it felt.
You might be able
There's
to.
a real breeze. You can probably hear it on our microphones now. A real breeze whipping around at the DIY Kitchen Stadium. Great setting this now. Transformation of this place in the last few years.
Haven't they done so much work at this place? It's tremendous.
I've been back a few times since the renovation works and since the opening of this fantastic stand that we've stood in, and I take a lot of credit for the way that this club's been reinvented.
Schumer, big charge over the 30. Calling out for a quicker play, the ball of the Cass Academy lads as Addy feeds it out. It's amongst the back line.
Oh, really nice.
Juggle.
Really nice.
Oh, he's tied 2 players up there as Woodhead. Because of his little bit of footwork, neither of them could get anywhere near him, and he's inside the opposition
Decent
half.
speed on the play of the ball as well.
Ended up being a juggle from Archie Lunn.
Just slows things down a little bit, doesn't it? Kills off some of the momentum, but tackles to play with.
So Schumer finds Addy. He then links with Moore. Moore over that 20-metre line, or just before it, I should say. Last tackle signal, ball on the left. Kick comes in from Sheldrake again. There was nobody attacking him, and as a result, it's a fairly regulation take. Is that from Clinton Turner? Still did well on the end of it.
It's a fairly tame end to the set, but some of the really nice kind of late passing and late shake coming off the line from Castleford there. Really good stuff early on in this game. Looked like they put a lot of work in.
Some real skill about it as well, isn't there, the way that they're linking up, and confidence in the players.
Well, these two schools and these two towns, it's in the blood, isn't it?
Definitely is.
2 bona fide rugby league areas.
Big charge from Jake Fletcher, almost getting to that 30-metre mark. It's a real arm wrestle in the middle of that field.
Good carry, finds his front as well.
Hanchett to look at playing this ball quickly. Last, shuffles it right. Kick comes in from his brother Jacob. Bounces awkwardly. Oh, he's got to attack for it. Oh, great pick up. They're on the charge here at Sirius. And they're stopped 20 metres away from the line. Jacob Last moves into dummy half. He's spotted something out right.
Needs some composure here to not get carried away.
Isaac Last just switching the
Got
point
the full
of attack.
set to use.
Just 10 metres out from the line. They'll go very direct here. Solid hit up from Jake Fletcher. We've got a stoppage. It was a really brave tackle low down there from Castleford Academy. Threw him everything he could into that stop, didn't he? So 17 minutes gone. It's on a knife edge, this one.
It's flown by as well, that 17 minutes. It's been very, very quick.
That's what
there is always something, isn't there, when you watch this level of the game, and when you watch I know you do a lot of time working in the NCL and the amateur levels, but there does seem to just be less messing around, isn't there? There's less. The stoppages seem to be shorter. It's a rawer, purer form of the game, I guess, and it just flies by.
It feels a bit more honest sometimes. Does that make sense? Because you get players who are trying to win penalties all the time, and it's not always about winning penalties at this stage, is it? Plus, I like to see a lot of good, honest rugby as well, to be fair.
Looks like the substitution is going to be made here. The universal hand gesture for substitution, please, has just been made towards the dugouts.
And going on is Sam Spears. Tell you what, he's a big lad, isn't he? What do they feed forwards over here in Yorkshire? Play the ball comes in. It's fed into the middle of the field. Good work. And to Turner.
Really nicely done. Grabs across on.
Penalised because he went behind one of his own players.
I thought he'd just gone on the right side of that law for a second, but pulled back by a referee.
So Castleford Academy will look to put this one into touch. It's funny because just at that point where he kicked it, the breeze just dropped then, didn't it? And allowed it to be a much cleaner kick. So they'll start to tap 30 metres from their own line. Tap taken by Sheldrake. Sheldrake backing orders out to the rest of his teammates. Takes over in the middle. Drops it off, looking for Tashuma. Almost as far as the 40-metre line. Thought of the offload. Still has an arm free. He will play it just over that 40-metre line though. Oh, and a chance from dummy half. Certainly that's what Rhys Breyer has spotted. Plays it inside his own half. Sheldrake.
Oh, that's just popped up.
Tell you what though, they're starting to just edge the territory here, aren't they, really
just
serious?
Turning the clock, aren't they, on the arm wrestle a little bit.
Fletcher
Moving the dial a bit.
hurls his way forward. Isaac Lass uses brother Jacob, and the defence moves in.
A lot of what we've seen so far from Sirius feels like it's kind of been in between the tram lines. It's been quite central. I'd like to see them try and just apply a little bit of width in one of these good ball sets.
They've not had a lot of movement really, have they, so far?
Some big units in that middle though, so completely understand why that would be the tactic.
And again, straight through the middle goes Noah Bradshaw.
This is the one where they need to come wide.
And I think they've heard you, to be honest, Lewis. Good run from Clinton Turner.
Thought for a second that he was going to try the Hollywood ball over the top. Probably the right decision to just keep it in hand. Still tackles to play with.
5 metres away from the line, and a duck and carry towards the line. Isaac Glass just being forced out of play, is he there? Yes, he is, held up in the goal area.
4 or 5 Castleford defenders involved in holding that up.
Would have been a superhuman effort had he managed to get it down. So Turner in at dummy half. This is the last tackle as far as Sirius are concerned. Ball whips into the middle. Oh, it's juggled by Last. He somehow
done
gets
well
his
to get
pass
that along.
out to Hanchett. Hanchett, though, overwhelmed in defence. Great defence from Castleford. You know what? So I was sorry, Lewis. I was just going to say, sometimes you see teams who actually look like they enjoy defending, and Castleford Academy look like one of those.
Yeah, we've been increasingly looking to our left-hand side, haven't we, in the last sort of 5-6 minutes of this game? But like you say, defensively, they look well organised.
So Castleford Academy to play this about 12 metres away from their own line. Big charge coming in from that man Sam Spears, just on the edge of his 20. Again, trying to exert dominance over each other in the middle, aren't they?
It's that word, isn't it? It's an arm wrestle. It's a firefight up the middle, and both teams seem to be embracing that at the moment.
Yeah, they're both relishing it, aren't they? The contact is good. The defence is tip-top. Schumer, big carry, gets over that 40-metre line. Off to the right. Oh, that's a massive run from Lunn. Good inroads from him, gets over the halfway line.
If he'd have had a man on his shoulder then, he could have put them into clear water, but kick goes up, that's sparring all over the place. My word, he's done well actually to mop that up and then stay in the field of play, and a few bonus yards as well.
Did really well there, to be honest. Leo Adamson was under plenty of pressure. Sirius looking to build from inside their own half, and that's a solid hit up as well by the 14, Freddie Fletcher. Tackle comes in over the top from Addy. Oh, that's a good carry. What a hit up that is from Fletcher.
Finds his front as well, quick play. Keeps his team moving forward.
Last to last and out to Turner. Eventually, the man tackled on that side is Malaki Odell. Last tackle has been reached here for Sirius. I still get the feeling these two sides are really starting to feel each other out. Long kick, bounce, bobbles, trickles. Oh, what a pick up inside his own in-goal area from Woodhead. Returns it with a bit of relish as well, but what a hit that headed his way from Leo Adamson. I thought that was going to go dead. Then he just held up, and here's a penalty for Castleford Academy.
I think what's really good to see 24 minutes into this is that both teams are playing the game, if you know what I mean. They're not just chucking up a runner and hoping for a line break or, you know, trying to live off errors. They're both really thinking about this, working their way around the park, playing with shape, playing with a little bit of depth.
The rugby league version of chess, really, isn't
Yeah,
it? Getting into the right place and sending the right players, running the right lines. And
it's being played, and again, this shouldn't come as any surprise. It's a national final, but it's been played, you know, like a very well thought out game of rugby league.
This feels like a scholarship game, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know, where there's that sort of input at that level.
And there will be, you know, I'm sure there's a lot of crossover from scholarship players and this game, and a fantastic platform for players that perhaps aren't in that system to try and catch an eye and work their way in.
Oh, here's Sheldrake, half break from him. Almost vaulted over that 30-metre line in centre field.
He's looked really tricky, hasn't he, in broken play when he's just been able to find half a gap.
Addy handing the ball on. Into the 20-metre line, go Castleford Academy. What they're going to come up at the end of this set, it's a kick from Sheldrake.
It's a really good kick if he can get up.
Oh, he couldn't quite palm it back. Still the ball ends up trickling into touch. That was a good end to the set, that. A really, you know, a quality kick and, you know, one which was well contested in the end.
But again, it comes back to the point we were just making. It looked as if they'd fought 2 or 3 tackles ahead and thought about where they wanted to be kicking from rather than just trying to go for broke on every play. Work themselves into a position to go, right, this is our kicking game. These are our 5th tackle options, and we'll work our way through it.
I do think, you know, when you get sort of year 9, year 10, year 11, you do start to get players that think a lot more about the game, don't they? They think about where they're going to turn the ball over. They think about the pressure that they can apply to the opposition. That's a super run down the middle. I think it's Jake Fletcher again. They'll jump off the back of that, stream their way downfield. Turner finds his front, 40 metres away from his line. But 20 metres in from touch. They work that right channel again.
Oh, big hit.
What a hit. What a super tackle. That's a half-back putting that hit in, by the way. Max Richardson. Didn't miss.
Been a couple of those.
Counting ribs after that, to be fair. Played on the halfway line. Ball work back to the right. Kick comes in. They put a bit of kick pressure on him as well. He's allowed to bounce.
Horrible bounce.
Work to do for Woodhead. Oh, and then really well taken from the only try scorer in this game, Josh Carl. But they start this attack just 5 metres out from their own line. For Marua. Steps back on the inside track. He does look real quality, him.
Lively, isn't he? Looks like he really enjoys getting the ball in his hand and taking defenders on, but far from a one-trick pony. We saw that offload leading up to the try.
Addy plays the ball. Cass Academy working the ball down that left-hand side and using Sam Spears. Real good run from him. Is there a gap to be had in this defence? Doesn't look like it. And we've reached the last tackle. 27 minutes in. Just a couple of minutes out from half-time. It's kicked back towards the middle.
Oh, now this could go anywhere. Oh,
he wouldn't sit up for Addy. Unlucky. Really unlucky. It was a great chase down the middle of the field from Addy in particular.
That was just a bonus ball, wasn't it? That could have gone anywhere. Bounced up and, well, if that sticks.
So still it's Castleford Academy who lead by 4 points to 0 in this one. That early try from Josh Carl, all that separates these two sides. But it's been a real high quality half. Defence is on top. It's nice to see this sort of game from time to time. Sirius play the ball. He's taken down the left hand side. Ooh, confident play, confident running from Ollie Brooks. Ooh, and then was that not a high shot? Ooh. Ended up being a good tackle in the end, to be honest, from Schumer.
Got a bit of a roll on here, though. Sirius just starting to move the game upfield, and
last.
Now starting to just introduce three-quarter lines into play a little bit more.
Oh, he dummy-dended last, took the inside track. Eventually the defence caught up with him. They're on the edge of the 20-metre line. The ball's gone loose. It's a knock-on against Sirius Academy, and it's another win for Cass Academy's defence.
Well, both teams are earning it in defence, aren't they? Earning the errors almost from the other team, earning the reprieves. You just wonder, the longer that this game, any cup final, the longer it goes on low scoring, the longer it stays a one-score game, how that kind of psychologically affects things when teams start going boom or bust, when teams just start playing a little bit more at risk of overplaying. Fitness, of course, will come into play. I mean, all these lads look like they could run all day.
Oh, they do. I reckon they could do another 60 minutes after this.
If anything, the fact that 15-year-olds are only playing 60 minutes, they should have to play for 2 hours.
Addy with that carry from the base of the scrum. Now Gabe Famura. Oh, that's how to tackle him. You've got to put numbers on him and tackle around that ball area. Snuffed out any sort of chance of an offload. Again, just trying to put players in the right areas. Actually learned to play this on his own 40-metre line. That's a big
strong carry. Almost got himself a second effort there as well.
Bria to his right-hand side. Sheldrake keeps it moving. Here's Lunn. Looked like he was going nowhere, and then hit an inside track and drifted past a couple of shoulders. And now it's on this right side. Kick's coming on the last.
Oh, clever kick.
Lovely kick. Well taken.
This could be brilliant if it sticks. It doesn't quite.
It didn't stick.
What a lovely kick that was.
Brilliant from Fletcher Sheldrake out to this right side. Josh Carl got on the end of it, was trying to find his halfback on the infield. Just have a look at this again. This is real quality on the last.
Well, we were really impressed a couple of sets ago with the fifth tackle option. This is a bit further out, but that's such a cleverly executed kick.
Oh.
Just a shame that offload doesn't stick.
Well, that's half time. What a half that was.
A lot of fun that. It's absolutely smoked by that half an hour. How started off with a real moment of quality to open the scoring, and then from that point on, it's just been about defences, but a real fascinating 30 minutes of rugby league.
Absolute class that, to be honest. As I've been saying with anybody that's been alongside me, you know, like at half time, it's quite interesting to then find out a little bit about yourself, to be honest. So obviously a lot of people hear you from the Sportsman broadcast, but what's been your lengthy connection with Rugby League, Lewis?
I've come from I've taken probably one of the roads less travelled. I'm originally from Gillingham in Kent. Medway Dragons was my community club, so Martin Coyd, Tom Coyd, Joe Coyd, all synonymous with the wheelchair game, but we were down there in Medway further along than I would care to admit now. Moved up to Salford 12, 13 years ago, been there ever since and just stayed involved with the game, now working for Betfred on the title sponsor side of things, the Rugby League side of things, also the Sportsman, and just popping up at things like this and getting involved where I can.
You know, I think it's great, and I love the fact that, you know, you were saying about Medway. Now, I suppose my only link with Kent, I remember Kent Invicta back in the day. You know, I think I've been trying to, you know, like, out Rugby League geek whoever I've been alongside, because there's always something that I seem to be able to remember from a certain area or something. But yeah, they have tried Rugby League down there in the past, back in like the early 80s, so it's great to hear what Medway Dragons have been able to because they've done some real sustained stuff, haven't they, down the years?
Yeah, I mean, there's a real appetite for sport down in that, as there is in the whole country, but I think when you look at that area, you know, it's a big county. Medway's a big area. It's got 2 professional sports clubs, Gillingham Football Club in League 2 and Kent County Cricket in Division 2. So there's a huge market down there, and people are, you know, really keen for it. We took London Broncos games to Priestfield Stadium 2 years in a row. Best part, well, a while ago now, probably 14, 15 years ago, but And, you know, people were interested, people turned up, they didn't know what rugby league was, and they left the ground knowing what it was. There's a lot of talk, isn't there? We use that word expansion all the time and talk about the London project and that side of things, but I almost don't see it as expansion. I kind of see it as just taking it to places where there's a desire for sport. I don't think it really matters what the sport is. We all want it to be rugby league, of course, but, you know, I just think we're a sports-mad country, aren't we? Football is massive, football's huge, but there's so much appetite for different things, and, you know, when you get to come to stuff like this up here, rugby league institution, isn't it? The national schools finals, and so much tradition steeped in it. It's something that the sport's maintained so well over the years, and taking it to places like this, fantastic setups, people really getting involved in it. You just see what potential it has, and you know, just going back to my roots and talking about that, the work that's going on in the London Junior League and the Southern League setup and those community clubs right around the South East and the South in general. There's a huge amount of talent down there. I mean, look at what's come through in recent years from London and the amount of talent that is now playing in Super League and the NRL.
And the NRL as well, yeah, definitely.
Such an untapped, I mean, you know, we said that it's in the blood here too. Die-hard rugby league areas, and you can see that on display because there's so much kind of rugby league intelligence going on. But some of the athletes that have dipped their toe into rugby league, and if you can get them to dip their toe in, all of a sudden get the bug like we all do, you know, what potential there is down there. But also, you know, I was having this exact conversation today. Cumbria and in Newcastle and places like that.
There is still a massive appetite.
So much to be got at.
Yeah, there's still a massive appetite. I mean, you know, it's a real pleasure to be able to, you know, do coverage for Workington Town, for BBC Radio Cumbria this season, and for me in particular. And everybody is so mad for the game. You almost, you wish it would be bigger. You wish it would be bigger, and you know that given the opportunity, it can be.
Well, I think we've got 30 minutes here, the last 30 minutes of the day, and it's on a knife edge, isn't it, Dave? It's absolutely 50. Well, Castleford with that slender lead, but it feels 50-50. Other than that one, the try that was scored, we've not seen a huge amount of chances.
Yeah, we haven't.
A huge amount of opportunities, and it just feels like maybe in the second half, the odd moment, maybe a mistake, maybe a moment of magic might just crack this game wide open.
So right at the start of the second half, and away we go. The kickoff is taken by Clinton Turner. It was a mid-ranger. It's been duelled by Castleford Academy, but in the end, really well taken by Archie Lunn on that far right-hand side. Castleford Academy lead by 4 points to 0, remember. That early try, the only thing to trouble the scorers from Josh Carl. Really well-worked effort from the base of a scrum. And that's a great run from Addy. Split the defence, had players hanging off him. Now they'll charge again.
Called.
That'll be a bonus as well, I think, for Castleford Academy, getting that 6 again call.
Just gives them a little bit of licence, doesn't it, to keep it tight for another couple of tackles. Don't have to try and overplay. Carries like this, just earning them an extra 10, 11, 12 metres upfield.
What a great carry that was. So Castleford Academy still on the attack. Sheldrake gets the ball out. It's now
really nice handling. It's
Woodhead.
opened up a gap.
He's running for the corner. Can he finish it off? He's spun inside. Superb swerving. Back on the inside track. Beating Clinton Turner. And it did take something rather spectacular to break the mould.
Well, it's fantastic speed and footwork to make the most of it and cut through the gap, but actually that gap is created, that gap is earned by how good this handling is. Loads of options, really crisp, and it just draws in 2 defenders, opens up the gap and able to just get on the outside of it and go through, and that sidestep to finish it off.
He was flying down that wing, wasn't he? Great finish from Josh Woodhead.
Almost a carbon copy in terms of the way that these halves have started. Castleford scoring early in the first and the second. And 8 points, even if this becomes 10, doesn't feel like a huge buffer at this level of the game, but it does just allow Castleford to put a little bit of scoreboard pressure on, play the game at the tempo and in the areas of the field that they want to play it, put the onus on Sirius to try and flip the narrative on its head.
Woodhead, about 10 metres in from touch. Oh, he struck that well. Has it spun around enough? Yes, it has.
Fantastic effort.
What a kick.
That turn on the right angle.
So it's now Castleford Academy 10, Sirius Academy 0, but let's just marvel at this handling. So crisp.
Well, we've spoken about it in the first half, you know, lots of obvious training ground moves, lots of things they've worked at, and it's the handling and the options that were further out wide that's just opened up a gap and didn't need a second invitation to slice through.
That was such a well-finished effort, that as well. Comes just a couple of minutes into this second period. Moves that scoreline on to 10 points nil in favour of Castleford Academy. Hope you've enjoyed the entire day of entertainment which we've had in front of us. This just being topped off by the Year 10 boys final.
It feels a little bit, Dave, like you're on one of these like charity radio broadcasts that lasts 36 hours and I'm just swinging in at the end to be part of the glory. And
I'm going to tell you something about me. I've been on one of them. Had all kinds of experiences. Warrington Hospital it was, back in about 2014 as the play ball comes in. Castleford Academy throw their weight forward again. That's a super carry.
Finds his front, looking for that quick play. Good ruck control actually from Sirius to just slow that down, but some ominous carries up the middle from these Castleford
another big
forwards.
Carry.
There's another one.
Moving into dummy half is Reese Breer. Picks up. Oh, starts a run as well. Gets himself on the other side of the tackle. Couldn't release the pass. There was nobody really shaping up for him, but it's the last tackle. And there is going to come a kick here from Fletcher Sheldrake.
Deal with that.
Oh,
and he does really well.
You know what? He's dealt everything that's gone his way as Clinton Turner, hasn't he? He's been really good at the back for Sirius. Now picked up a run from dummy half from Malaki Odell. Just finds himself facing his own sticks for a second.
Just has that feel, doesn't it? The next score, the next points are going to be crucial, because if Sirius can strike and get back into this game, it doesn't feel like a big margin at all. If it stretches out to 14, 16, that hill just all of a sudden seems very steep.
Yeah. Still on a knife edge, this. He's made some brilliant yards, you know, as Jake Fletcher.
We've spoken about some of the intricacies and the skill, but some of the middle carrying throughout this game has been really impressive as well. And it's those kind of small prop forward dark arts, the find in the front, the knowing how to be tackled, the knowing how to come down and earn yourself a quick play.
I'm going to take some notes there, if you don't mind, Lewis. Dark arts, prop forwards, I like that. Ball moved in field. Castleford Academy still at the wrong end of the ground as far as they're concerned in this set.
I think it's worth mentioning as well, obviously we're watching schools teams here, but I would wager that all of, if not most of, these players will all be involved in community clubs in the area and, you know, in the wider game, and a huge amount of voluntary work and parent coaching and all of that kind of stuff that goes into it. And what it's developing is a really good calibre of player on evidence here.
Oh, what a great kick that is from Addy as well.
Effort. If that keeps rolling, really made the fullback work. And
Ollie Brooks
I wondered if he was
loses
just
the ball.
Come back for a high shot. I think he's come back for a strip in the end. Sirius do survive on that occasion. If they hadn't, that would have been inviting on some pressure. But
how intelligent was that kick as well from Andy? I thought that was a really good kick. I know Sirius have got a penalty at the end of it, but
I know we've waxed lyrical a lot, but I've just been very, very impressed by the kicking game from Castleford, especially. 2 times in the first half, really intelligent attacking kicks, and then that one turning Sirius around. Hard game to play when you're running backwards towards your own line.
I've tried to play this game, that's why I'm up here, I think, to be honest, Lewis. But, these lads doing tremendously, providing lots of entertainment. As last cut forward.
Almost got himself away there, spotted a gap.
Once again, it's Fletcher. chalking off some hard yards. So into the 40-metre line he goes. Last tackle signalled. Where's this ball going? He's found full-back Turner. Turner's launched this into the air.
This is coming down tomorrow.
Oh, what a take.
What a take.
That was brilliant from Leo Adamson. Absolutely brilliant. Actually gets a pat on the back as well from Joe Hyde. So Castleford Academy still working the ball away from their own end.
It's looking like Cass again might have a few walking wounded.
Adam Perry to play it. Now run forward by Tom Blizzard. Blizzard just getting beyond the halfway line. Ball turning into the middle. Still Castleford Academy lead by 10 points to 0. Tearing his way forward there is Archie Lunn. Just gets beyond that 40-metre line. Last tackle signal. Ball turned into the middle. Kick comes in from Sheldrake, who's put under loads of pressure.
Gets a decent kick away, too much pressure. It did look borderline, might be the polite way of putting it. A definite penalty would be another.
We'll get another look at it now, to be fair. He definitely made a beeline for the kicker here.
Well, he's kicked so well, hasn't he, throughout the afternoon? They've obviously gone to put him under some pressure. He's shot out from marker. It's not necessarily late. There's no attempt to wrap, is there?
No. It's more a body check.
It's all shoulders and elbows.
Tap taken inside the 20-metre line. Go Castleford Academy. There's Addy, all wrapped up by 4 players in defence.
They've got an opportunity here to put one hand on the trophy, haven't they? If they can get points out of this set.
Are they going to be good enough? Oh, well, I tell you what, that's great from Sheldrake. Love that, cheeky show and go. 5 metres out from the line.
Like a proper halfback, doesn't he?
Breyer. Close to the line. Can they force their way in? Addy. Linking with Sheldrake. Sheldrake out the back to Woodhead. I know it's further wide.
Hands, finishes in the corner.
Second try of the game. Josh Carl. Beautiful finish. Brilliant link up.
Again, it's just such good handling, isn't it? That opens up the space on the right-hand side. That edge has been the threat all game. And it's so well moved.
A lot to admire in this movement, isn't there? As Addy found Sheldrake, and Sheldrake worked it out to Woodhead, and then Woodhead with that face ball all the way out to the right-hand side, and Carl adding his second finish in at the corner.
Well, there's a secondary runner. I'm sure if it's possibly Archie Lunt, if it just catches the eye of a couple of defenders and forces them to go a little bit flat-footed as they're trying to pick which way to go, it just opens up that space over on the right-hand side. And
there's a brilliant work in that try. So I suppose what you're saying is rather that there's a lot of subtlety in the play as well.
Yeah, there's kind of roll out one of those cliches. There's no such thing as a dummy runner anymore, but if we were having this conversation 25 years ago, we'd talk about the dummy runner. And it just catches the attention of the defenders, forces them into making a decision. Just allows Castleford to keep to the edge, stay wide, know that the space is going to appear, utilise it when it does. And Josh Carl has shown 40 minutes into this cup final that he's a handy finisher over on that right-hand side. Tricky kick, this one. Does look like he's got the wind behind him, so distance he might have a little bit of help with, but I can't imagine the radar side of things is particularly easy out there this evening.
Well, again, he's got this variable breeze to contend with, hasn't he? I mean, look at the way that flag is swirling behind him.
Definitely got a few extra metres on the distance, doesn't quite find the accuracy. Good effort though.
Well, Lewis, you were talking about it would be an important point in this game if Castle could get 3 tries in front. They've managed to do it.
Well, look, 20 minutes is still a long time, and if Sirius score next, there's the secondary runner that I'm talking about, just pulling the defenders away. If Sirius do get next on the board, then they are well back in this game. It's very much kind of quick phases, quick sets. It feels like 20 minutes is a long time. Just the way that Castleford are defending makes it feel like a really steep margin. You don't see at the moment, on the evidence we've seen 42 minutes in, you don't see 3 defensive mistakes from
No.
Castleford in this game, do you?
No.
Although potentially there is one, just as I say that. He got away with it.
There's a penalty which has gone the way of Castleford Academy, though. A bit of high contact, I feel, after that challenge. So this is a bit of a get out of your own half free sort of card, which has been played. 14 points to 0. 3 tries scored in this game, 2 of them to Josh Carl, 1 for Josh Woodhead, who has added a conversion as well for good measure. About 18 minutes remaining.
Touch.
He's not found touch.
So that just invites Sirius in, and that's returned with a little bit of interest as well. Defensive effort's good though, forces them back over halfway, just mitigates some of the damage, but
Ollie Brooks making a good fight of this full-back berth since heading into there for Sirius.
Really good initial carry again. Castleford's sort of second effort in defence, good enough to just slow things down, but
that's a good
another
carry as well.
Just tight in between A and B, tight around the ruck.
Fletcher plays it, shuffled off to the left, last, took it to the
passes
line.
no
That was
one.
a loose pass though, picked up by our 2-try man Josh Carl. Works his way near halfway. That's where they'll start this attack. Over the halfway line go Castleford. And then a fine run through the middle from Bobby Moore.
He's really impressed me.
Done tremendous with that, to be fair.
He's made some really strong carries.
Spears. Short step, took him back into the players. Made him difficult to tackle though. Oh, here's Addy. Half break from him. Looks a real clever performer.
Quick play as well, found his front, straight back up.
Sheldrake.
Castleford on the front foot.
Lund.
Really nice line.
Oh,
really nice line.
What a finish. Dived over the line as well, an athletic dive. But as you mentioned, there was players in motion. The short runner was Archie Lunn. But what a clever, clever piece of play that, and a well-worked try.
Well, it all comes from the quick ruck. It all comes from a quick play, the ball. Serious defender still tracking back. It's a fabulous line, though, from Lund.
Gallops into the opening. And then I love that as a finish.
Yeah.
The diving finish.
If it goes wrong, it's not great. But he got it right, and it didn't go wrong, so it's fine.
So Woodhead looking to add on these extras. It's looking like a mountain to climb for Sirius now, unfortunately. So Woodhead will add this conversion, will he? Yes, he will. Makes it look easy. So it moves the scoreline further. £20 to 0 in favour of Castleford Academy now. And back to the halfway line for Sirius. They're almost at that point in the game where they can start actually enjoying it at Castleford Academy, aren't they?
And it's not, you don't always get that luxury, do you? Especially in a cup final to, enjoy your achievements as you're doing it.
And it's been well earned. We've mentioned about their defensive prowess. We've mentioned about how organised they are with the halfbacks. I've been really impressed with Louis Addy at 13. I think he's been absolutely tremendous.
Oh, that was.
Bounces and bobbles.
The short kickoff
was a bit
landed
sharp
behind the halfway line. Might just attach a sail to my car on the way home back over the 62.
Tap taken on the halfway line. That's a good hit up.
There's been no stepping away from the physical side of the game at all, as they're in this, from both teams.
Definitely.
Bang up for it.
Max Richardson, quick play of the ball from him. Work down this left-hand side. There's Andre Onarcia. Plays it on the edge of the 20. Into Bobby Moore, who releases it. Oh, dummied and hit forward there. Over the 20-metre line they go. And shuffled across right. Great work from Sheldrake again. Injecting a bit of pace this time round. Gets within 10 of the try line. I know it has been a forwards encounter, really.
Oh, it could be.
Oh, I thought he was going in again, look.
Picked the same line, didn't he? The same channel.
I was going to say, I know it's been a forward sort of encounter, but I've been really impressed with the halfbacks and the way they've controlled it.
Really, really clever.
Particularly Sheldrake. I believe it's our job to pick player of the match as well, Lewis. Nobody said that on your contract, did they?
No. Wasn't part of the negotiation. Fee's just gone up.
Big charge coming in from Noah Bradshaw.
I think there's a few contenders. Certainly in this Castleford side.
I'll come back to you and get your thoughts in about 10 minutes, I think. Stoppage in play. I think he just found himself on the wrong side of the tackle there, to be fair, did Tom Blizzard. He was really struggling after that one. And the way he's been throwing himself into the tackles, he's not normally a player to struggle. So he's definitely coming off with a slight injury.
They've had a few knocks. Castleford, there'll be some sore bodies tonight and in the morning, I'd have thought.
Notice Oliver Cochrane's gone on this left-hand side as well. It's very much a changed left side of this defensive unit. But they do the job, they show up against this Sirius side.
Yeah, maybe an opportunity for Sirius to just try and put that edge under a little bit of pressure, under a little bit of examination with some of the changes, some combinations defensively perhaps that aren't usually there.
Kick comes in.
A proper old school charge down attempt.
It was a hoof, that, wasn't it? A real hoof.
This is being returned with real interest.
Nice work by Leo Adamson. And again, doing the tough stuff inside their own half of the field. They're willing to roll the sleeves up as well and get stuck in, aren't they? Oh, that's quality run coming in there from Max Richardson.
Well, it looks like, you mentioned they've got an opportunity to enjoy this. It looks like they are just starting to play a little bit more, starting to kind of bring some expansion into the game.
Where's Moore? Runs into the middle of the field. Great footwork. He's charging his way through. He's spinning his way through.
This is
awesome, that. Bit like a Muzzy Mustafa type run, that. Off to the right it's moved. Can they get themselves in for another try? The defence has shown up there on Gabe Famura. There's a player in all kinds of issues down this right side as far as Sirius are concerned. Malachi Odell being helped up as a result. Jake Williams has gone on. That was a right swift replacement, that was. Oh, he's really struggling.
Yeah, he's limping off. It must be a slightly surreal feeling being 20 points up in a National Cup final but having double maths in the morning. It doesn't feel like this should be played midweek.
Well, I was saying, I was hoping that the winning teams, they actually get to either have the morning off or only I'll finish early.
Wouldn't have happened at my school, Dave, I'll tell you that. Would be extra lessons making up for lost time.
See, I was going to say, coming from school, what school? For myself. But here's Sirius. Strong carry from the back from Clinton Turner. He's probably been amongst their best performers, hasn't he, the fullback?
Yeah, really lively when he's coming to the line. physical outside back. Done some work in yardage as well.
Last tackle, kick over the top coming in.
Well taken again, really well dealt with.
His positioning's been perfect, hasn't it?
Tidy, haven't they, Castleford?
Yeah.
It's been neat.
Just 30 metres away from their own line, starting this attack. Getting to enjoy the remainder of this Champ Schools final. Gabe for Marua. Over the 40-metre line he goes. Ball switched down this left-hand side. That's a great carry.
Almost got the offload away. Couldn't quite just get the elbow through, but
Sheldrake continues going down this left-hand side. Fullback's there. Links it
speed.
with Cochrane.
Oh, nice ball. Really nice.
What a pass for Rhys Brea, who carries near the post, then touches down. Unselfish play. Great work down this left-hand side. Oliver Cochrane.
Well, he would have been entitled, I think, there to have tried to have backed himself, gone himself, but as you say, really just selfless. Ball back on the inside to take the 4 points, and Castleford now finishing with a real flourish in this game.
Quality again with Cochrane going down that left-hand side. Turn the ball infield. And Brea carrying under the posts virtually to touchdown and make it 24 points to 0 with this kick to come from Woodhead. Is now a good time to come to you for your thoughts on player of the match, Lewis?
No. still thinking about it, to be honest.
You know what? This is when you are commentating. It's not your job usually, is it?
No.
So I'm like thinking, I'm glad I've not got this job.
There's been a lot of impressive performances, and that right edge of Gay Farmerua, Josh Carl.
Oh, meanwhile,
it's been really, really impressive as another kick
Woodhead
goes over.
26 points to 0.
I think Bobby Moore's been really good in the middle in the 10 jersey. Archie Lung as well, really impressive performance. I think for me, I'm going to give it to the man who's pulled all the strings in the 7 jersey. That'd be Fletcher Sheldrake. I think he's been really, really good. The way that he's led this team around the park and the way that he's kicked and the way that they've put themselves in the right positions.
I'm going to completely agree with you. I think I was trying to lay that sort of like thought within your brain about 10 minutes ago.
Telepathic, Dave, that's what it is.
Fletcher Sheldrake has been magnificent today. He has pulled all the strings, just as you mentioned there, Lewis. Mid-range restart. Oh, and it's just juggled and spilled on the deck. They wanted that sort of error about 10 minutes ago, didn't they? Sirius?
It's a shame, isn't it? Because I think Sirius did a lot of work in the first half to earn themselves a shot in the second, if you know what I mean. Kept themselves in the game at half-time and probably felt like if they started well in the second half that they could get themselves on top in this game. The opposite obviously happened. Castleford came out.
Well, it feels like as well this is the furthest they've been downfield bowling in the second half, doesn't it? So it's a real attacking opportunity from the scrum. Can they finish with a flourish here? Sirius. Move to this right-hand side. Freddie Fletcher taking on the defence. There's heavy contact there on the 20-metre line. Isaac last moves it down the right-hand side.
Fullback's wrapped round this space here if they can go. Could go all the way himself.
It's a powerful surge. Has he got it down? Yes, he has.
It's a great try. A really well-worked try from Sirius.
Corey Wilshire opens their account. It's come in the closing stages of the game, but that just shows, doesn't it? If they had their opportunities down there, we could be talking about a completely different game.
Yeah. There's so much of this game is built on territory, isn't it? And where you have the football, Sirius just haven't had enough of it, and not enough of it in the right places. They've shown there that when they do get into attacking positions, they can strike. It's really nicely worked.
So that was great work down that right-hand side as well. There was a really selfless sort of pass as well, wasn't there?
And again, just some some clever bits off the ball, full-back wrapping around the back of the scrum just to create an extra option. And, you know, if you can make defenders make decisions, sometimes they're going to get those decisions wrong.
Hand checked from the touchline. He's given this chances,
Bad
you know.
effort this.
Oh, he's hit the post.
Crossbar.
He's gone in. I didn't have that on my bingo card at the start of the day.
Sadly, no points for style, but always fun, isn't it, when they ping off the woodwork.
To be fair, if that had been at Warrington, you might have won a washing machine or something like that, might you? Tremendous kick from the touchline. (26-6) I've got. That'd be about right. 26-6 in favour of Castleford Academy. Listen, we're late in the day. I've been counting numbers all through the day. You'll have to forgive my lack of mathematics here, Lewis. Oh, that's
it's a good, really good kick, Chase.
Enthusiastic defence.
Yeah, and, you know, when you are 20 points to the good in a cup final, or 20 points down in the cup final, you can almost be forgiven for not making those kind of efforts. Fantastic to see that Castleford still right up until the hooter.
They've not clocked off the good students that he's at.
Yeah, exactly. Just putting in that work and...
Oh, big hit coming in handshake. He did well to ride the challenge.
You know, it feels like there'll be some frustration from a Castleford perspective that they've conceded after being so good defensively. It feels like a really high kind of standard team.
There's a good carry there from Jay Fletcher. He's been good from a serious point of view. And a long kick will come in. Oh, perfect positioning though. That's brilliant from Leo Adamson. Starts to counter-attack, goes down on the halfway line.
And again, so many of these sets feel like they've started on halfway or, you know, above halfway from a Castleford perspective. And it does make such a big difference when you're not having to play yardage. There's a whole phase of the game that they've not really had to get involved in for big parts of this second period.
Great carry from
Johnson. There's an energy element to that as well. And it does feel, you know, serious. Have done a lot of defending. And I think you can just see that a little bit. Whereas Castleford have played so much of this game in...
There's still a bit of effervescence about him, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a real kind of zip.
Reece Brea with the carry. 25 metres out from the line. Last tackle signalled here. Sheldrake is positioning himself off to the right, but he comes to the left. Kick comes in.
Industrial.
Oh, I like
brilliantly
that. What a take. What a take. What a finish.
Right, that is.
Oh, Lund goes in for his second try, and it's another spectacular finish.
I take the comments back. He completely meant it.
What a brilliant kick that was. Steeple it up into the air. And fair credit to the chase of Archie Lunn. And didn't he enjoy that one?
There's been a few of those judges' scores finishes, isn't there?
It certainly has.
We're working on it. Why not?
We've seen a couple of spectacular finishes. I was saying before, I think players have got a little bit of inspiration from what happened at Magic Weekend when there was all the different celebrations after tries.
Well, I suppose if there's any time in your career to do it, this is it.
Listen, I've been running around the field still.
Slightly more frowned upon doing the front flip when you do get into academies and Super League and stuff like that.
So, closing stages of this one. Currently 30-6.
Guess by the body language of the Castleford players that this is going to be the last kick of the game.
And in fact, we're getting the presentation, things being put on the field.
So there it is.
There it is. The successful kick makes it 32-6. Commanding in the end from Castleford Academy. But look what it means to them.
Yeah, great scenes.
Absolutely tremendous.
National Cup winners.
Lapping up the pictures as well of the photographers behind the post. If you can't celebrate now, when can you celebrate? Absolutely fantastic.
And they've earned it. They've been really, really impressive. Really well drilled, really well coached.
So
an intelligent side, it felt like. They played the game. They got the physical side of it right, absolutely, and they were really impressive in the middle, but the smarts element of it as well came across really, strong, and felt like, and I'm sure Sirius did as well, but it felt like Castleford had really taken this game seriously and thought about it from a tactical perspective, and had strategy meetings and really thought about how they were going to approach this.
I thought it was. I agree. I think it was really good. They thought it through and they finished in the right sort of places on the field to make it uncomfortable for Sirius. But also the fact as well that everybody was willing to do the hard work when they got in the right areas to keep Sirius in what was a difficult period for them. Yeah,
and it's a shame for Sirius that it faded away in the second half in the way that it did. As I said, I thought they'd kind of earned the right to have a crack at it at half-time. I thought that they responded really well in the first half to conceding early. Defensively looked really well organised and put a good shift in, but I just think you have to give credit to the way that Castleford went about breaking them down with ball in hand. And I spoke about that right edge a number of times throughout their game. I thought they were really, really sharp. Looked like they knew each other really well. Yeah. Wouldn't surprise me to find out if
they're all the same club
teammates, or they've played at, some sort of other level together before.
So, as we've come accustomed to over the course of the day, we are set for the presentations. We will have to wait just a couple of minutes whilst the, final discussions are taking place as far as Sirius Academy West are concerned. I've got to say as well, and really compliment the standard of the match officials over the course of the full day. They've only penalised what they've had to penalise. They've tried to keep it flowing. And they're on a learning curve as well.
Yeah, I've been here for 2 games, or the ones that we've just watched, and the Year 8s final before that, and I thought both of them were refereed really well. Not just in the way that they were refereed, but the standard of the decisions and the things that they got right. I think we also need to give a huge amount of credit to the army of supporters and coaches and parents that have turned up today, but also the RFL staff who have made this happen and put on what will be, hopefully an event that these young men and women that we've seen today will look back on and remember really fondly for the rest of their lives. You don't always, opportunities to play in National Cup finals don't come around very often. They come around even less often the older you get. So, full credit to the team that have put this event together.
So, Liam Grundy, Simeon Quamby and Dan Hood go up to pick up the mementos of the game. That's the 3rd team that's been on the field. And the Player of the Match award will come to the number 7 of Castleford Academy, Fletcher Sheldrake. He'll step up to also receive his memento. Yeah, I just thought his kicking game was on point, the way that he guided his side around. He was that talkative halfback, that general that was needed.
Well, there were no kind of shocked reactions at the decision, Dave. No one booed the fact that he was on.
I'm quite happy.
I'm going to take that as that we probably got that one right.
Yeah, you've done a good one there, Lewis. So forward comes Sirius to pick up the runners-up medals. They played their full part in this game as well. Particularly that man in the frame just then, Jake Fletcher. I thought he was tremendous in the pack. Never ever stopped trying.
Yeah, I think it's one of those games, isn't it, that they're going to probably look back on and feel like if they had the time again in that second half, to start the second half, that things could have gone differently. At the end of the day, if you come up against a good team, there's no shame in being beaten in the cup final, and they have undoubtedly come up against a very good team.
So now it's the turn of Castleford Academy to step up and pick up their winners' medals and go and celebrate behind the board that has been put up in quick succession. Thanks as well to the sponsors, Inspire Sport as well, Champion Schools. They've backed this competition for a number of years now. I know they're seen as a massive partner of the RFL when it comes to school rugby league. And we have to thank the Rugby League for putting an event like this on, giving these opportunities to these young people to experience this. It's tremendous.
Well, it's such a good thing to have such a high-profile system, isn't it? The final of the Year 7s competition at Wembley, that's been a mainstay for generations now. And, you know, I remember talking to Dennis Betts ahead of the Women's Challenge Cup final a few weeks ago and saying, oh, well, you won this 7 times as a player.
So the celebrations start absolutely tremendous from Fletcher Sheldrake and all his teammates. That's what it means. And sorry to interrupt there, but you were saying there as well about what
Dennis Betts very
means.
fondly remembering the time that he played in a Schools Cup final, you know, Champion Schools final at Wembley as well. And people that have gone on to do so much in our game still talk about this competition and hold it and take a real interest in it. It's fantastic to see. And as I say, I've only caught 2 of the games today. I know you've been here since what must feel like about 4 o'clock this morning, Dave, but it's from start to finish, just, you know, a real feel-good event.
We've got a birthday celebration. At this point, they'll be giving him the birthday beats in 5 minutes. What scenes at the end of this one? That's what it means when you're a good teammate.
What a way to celebrate your birthday, eh?
Yeah, fantastic. Lewis, it's been great working alongside you today. Thank you so much for your efforts.
It's been great to be here. You know, I love this game. We love the Betfred Super League. We love that level of it. But how good is it to come and just fill the cup up again with, you know, one of the reasons that we all loved it in the first place. Definitely.
What does your weekend look like now?
I'm actually off this weekend, so it'll be watching the games on TV and then just getting back into next week. Got a few things lined up, just lining up the end of season coverage for the Sportsman, what that calendar looks like. So some exciting bits there coming on. What about yourself?
Can't wait to see those announcements, by the way. So I know I'm at Liam Wigan on Friday night, and I'm at an NCL match on Saturday over at Wigan St Pat's. And then I'm over at North Wales Crusaders on Sunday. It doesn't stop for me.
What do you reckon the most amount of games you've seen in sort of 7? You must be
well, I don't know. I did do 150 games last season. So if we get anywhere near that again, I'm dead impressed. But that's it for us here. It's been fantastic bringing this coverage to you. Lewis, again, thank you so much for your efforts today.
Pleasure.
And also, we'll be back again, but we'll leave you in the knowledge that we've seen 6 real quality finals today.